So hi, happy Easter everybody. My name is Liz Hathaway and I'm going to be looking at what caught my eye astrologically this coming week. I've just cut my fringe, or the hairdressers are closed, so I had a fringe cut yesterday. It's kind of strange seeing myself with this kind of, I'm not sure if I did a straight job of it or not. Anyway, what caught my eye this week? Well, let's start with today, Monday. We've got Mercury square the node. I always think Mercury is word crafting. It's about language, and the nodes are always about how we can implement the past to shape the future, what we can do with the past to give ourselves a new direction, particularly when they're activated, of course, in the chart by transits. And anyway, what we've got today is Mercury squaring the nodes. So we need to be mindful today about the power of words to shape things. Words are magical in a way. If we can name something, then we can exercise some control over it. So I think it's a day to listen up and to take note of any kind of negative narratives or those kinds of things that are not furthering your cause, if you like, where you want to be going. It's a kind of a big week this week. Sun is coming to the end now of his sojourn in sign of exaltation, Aries, where it's very bold and very demonstrative, and look before you leap. This for Aries is it kind of races into life. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. That sort of seems to be the spirit of Aries in many ways. Anyway, it's coming in now to that last phase, because on Sunday we see the sun will shift from sign of its exaltation into Taurus. But before it gets into Taurus, it will make two big aspects this week. It squares Pluto on Tuesday and it squares Jupiter on Wednesday. So the sun now is symbolizing consciousness, and it is picking up on the power that was sort of brought together with the conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto, which was just over a week ago now. So we can bring things to light. We can bring some of our motives into light. We can get an angle on our ambitions. We can make things real, which is very much on a personal level anyway, what Jupiter Pluto is about. What sort of hidden dreams have we had that we might now want to, sprinkle a bit of Jupiter over and kind of try to bring them to the foreground, try to amplify them, at least try to look at them seriously and see if we can run with it or not. So Mercury there as well, get this Mercury square to the nodes, and then followed up by Sun square Pluto. Worst case scenario, Sun square Pluto on Tuesday is a kind of a clash of interest, a power struggle, a battle of words, force of wills meeting. And Sun square Jupiter is, of course, always a bit of an amplifier, the biggest voice in the room. I don't know if anyone have been watching that documentary about Roger Ailes. It's that big voice, Sun square Jupiter. Who's the boss here? Because Jupiter and the Sun almost, compete with each other for rulership of certain things. I mean, Jupiter has a link to royalty. Jupiter has a link to pomp and ceremony. So does the Sun. Jupiter has a link to leadership. So does the Sun. So these two forces coming together, they can bring out the best in us, or they can, of course, bring out the worst of us, the sort of pompous side, the sort of arrogant side, the side that knows best, knows better than anyone else, can be a little bit, let me tell you. So yeah, in combination, as I say, with Mercury square the nodes, we need to be mindful of our language, I think, this week. I think what's also interesting, getting further into the week, actually, is as well the little dance that we've been watching between Venus and Mars, who've almost, been sort of coming towards a trine with each other since early April, really. And it's, of course, not going to happen because Venus will go retrograde. But this week, you know, there's only a degree or two between them, and Venus is already slowing down a little bit. But what we get in the weekend is Mercury acts as a go-between. Mercury, if you like, connects these two planets. Mercury is sextile with Venus on Saturday from Aries, which we know Aries is, Mercury in Aries is going to speak up, it's going to voice an opinion, it's going to speak its mind, it's not going to wrap it in, you know, any kind of pretty paper, you know, it's just going to be straight from the heart. This is, you know, this is what I think. So Mercury in Aries, it durves to say its mind, it dares, sorry I'm speaking Dutch here, durf, that's Dutch, but it's contacting and bringing to effect this trine between male, female, Venus, Mars, which otherwise will not take place from these air signs, because Venus will turn retrograde. That's why. So that's a little interesting thing that I was thinking about, playing with ideas. It feels almost like a bit like artificial insemination in a way. You know, they're meant to be together, but they need this little, you know, this little chap in between, you know, doing the helping them out in a way. So it's bringing things to a conclusion. It's bringing things to a submission. It's bringing things together, if you like, which are symbolized by Venus. So we can think of relationships, we can think of connecting with people, we can think of where our heart lies, what we're passionate about. This is all very Venus. And Mars is the desire for action. It's the desire to, you know, in a way, to conquer, to, you know, it's very full of testosterone, even when it's in Aquarius, you know, its ideas are charged up. And then Mercury in Aries brings them together now. So there's some coming together as well of the symbolic male-female energies there. And that's, so the Saturday is the Mercury sextile to Venus in Gemini, very communicative Venus, very playful, very much like the social butterfly, you know, charming position for Venus. I always find people with Venus in Gemini, they always leave a sort of perfume in their wake, you know, they're very airy, they fill the air with their presence. And Mars, of course, Mercury sextile Mars on Sunday, Mars in Aquarius, where he also, it's very much about ideas. Can we talk? You know, there has to be a connection on a mental level, and that is why Mercury is so perfectly placed this weekend to bring this male-female couple together, if you like. And then we have, after that, we have the sun moving from sort of Aries, where it's almost in a way like, you know, I'm free, I can do whatever I like, you know. And then it moves into homely comfort Taurus. You know, Taurus is very much about creature comforts, you know. I mean, as long as the bull has got the creature comforts, it's a fixed sign. It's going to be quite happy in that field, if you know what I mean. All right, guys, so that is what caught my eye this week. Thank you for watching. Have a great Easter Monday in quarantine. Speak to you later. Bye.